Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Roman,
Good morning.
our holistic behaviorist, friend, colleague, partner, associate, um,
Chihuahua.
provider, Chihuahua King. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you.
August 13, 2020 is 25 years old. So now the world knows about it. Kathy
Man.
is missing in action. I'm not even kidding with that. She is in the process of not only renovating, but she's in the process of moving. And for that reason, she apologized for not being able to attend the show with us today. And she's looking forward to see us, be with us, and the audience in the near future. Topic today is your dog is safe? Question. Roman, is your dog is safe? And if so, how?
Well, let's clarify. We're talking about the car here, right? Car.
Yes.
Okay, good. Just make sure because I thought kind of my dogs are safe. However, living in an RV, it's an RV here, right?
Don't
Um,
change anything. The light is good, the sound is good.
for me, car safety is a priority. My dogs in the car, safety is priority. Let me tell you a short story. I was in the car driving down the street. I was pulled over by an officer. And the reason why I was pulled over is because I was missing my license plate. Somebody screwed it off. So I was being pulled over. And back then, one of my dogs were frantic. So that cop pulled the gun on my dogs. First message, oh my God, I have a problem here. My dogs are behaving in that way. If something would happen to me in the car, like a car accident, and I had to be pulled out of the car, my dogs will be in danger. How can I keep my dog safe in the car? So I start digging around a little bit. And from an engineer perspective, because I'm an industrial engineer, I wanted to kind of dig a little bit deeper into that. So how can I keep my dog safe in the car? And the first thing you're going to see is harness. You just put your dog a harness on, everything is safe. So since I'm a German Austrian / Greek heritage, the first thing I did is I went to the internet and said, safe harnesses, and there were none. So I was kind of dig deeper into that, and I was like, there must be something safe out there for my dog to put on in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So the ADAC, Auto Touring Automobile Club,
Right.
basically kind of like the AAA in
Mm-hmm.
Germany.
Yep.
And so they have all these tests, TÜV
Mhm.
tests, German safety association kind of thing. And so they did a couple of crash tests, considering that this is the first company ever did crash tests in cars.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have these trains and the dogs in there, and these cars look like trains and there are trucks, and they hit the walls and the dogs are being bounced around in there. And so they did the recording on how dogs behave in a crash in a car.
Mm-hmm.
And then how can we add safety into that?
Yep.
So we have to run some numbers so we have a conscious mindset. A cell phone, let's say I'm metric,
Yeah.
0.15 kilogram, like 150 grams,
Yep.
will hit you in the head with 1.5 kilograms. It's kind of like a bag of sugar in your head, that
Mm-hmm.
phone.
Yep.
Okay. Now, if you multiply that to the dog's weight of, let's say, 70 pounds, that would be 1 ton of force on your back. That
Mm-hmm.
dog hits with 1 ton of force out of the window. That dog is not being able to be contained in the car if you crash the car. And I was like, you know what? So many miles I never had a car crash. So the potential that my dog would get hurt in a car crash is kind of like minimal, is zero. And I'm not telling you more than that. I've been in 2 crashes passing by where people were looking for the dogs. And all that happened is they got hit by a car at the traffic light from behind.
Mm-hmm.
So in a car incident in the city, being standing on your traffic light, somebody hits you from the back, damages your back window, that dog is gone. Nothing that to hold him because the dog goes into a flight drive, out
Mm-hmm.
of the car, away into the traffic, get hit on the highway, whatever.
Mhm.
So car safety is important. We need to know how to securely save the dogs in the car.
Right.
So my first thing is, because I have big dogs, I try to find a harness that fits that size. So my
Can-
smallest dog of the big dogs is 70 pounds. There's only one harness made for 70 pounds. In Germany, you have to order it online through Germany.
Can we
Get it to you.
can we step back a little bit and come back to the danger of a dog in the car and the what the impact is? I have a video. It's happened that you sent me the link that I would like to share at this moment. And this is a different test of different harness. And I watched it and I was like, what?
Yeah, right.
My eye opened up like boom, like that. I was assuming that every harness that you can buy for a 40-pound dog or 20-pound dog or 60-pound dog or 120 were regulated or safe or tested, and surprise, it's not the case. So let's see this video, and hopefully I select the right one. It said impact dog car harness. So let's see what it is. No, I know what it is. I hope I select the right one, because sometimes the title is not related to the content. And this is not the right one. Oh man. Okay, let's stop that. And let's go back to my, yeah, that's not the one I want to show you. It's, I'm sorry, the way that the video are, okay, here's the one. It's called the dog crash test. That's the one I'm looking for.
Yep.
And so there's no narration here.
Yeah, you can lower the voice a little
Yeah,
bit.
I will do that like right away.
Just a heads up, these are not real dogs, but they're dogs filled with content that simulates that weight of that
Right.
dog. So we're gonna see an acceleration process that's basically kind of a 40, 50 pound. Uh-oh. That was backwards. Okay, so we see what's happening here. Basically, the dog, this is how the dog will behave if there would not be a harness on it. They just tied it up so the dog doesn't fly around in the shop.
Yeah.
So even so, we see that this car is going backwards. In fact, that would be the front impact. So that's a terrier. We should say about 35 pounds, 20 pounds, 25 pounds.
Right.
So that would be a harness.
Mm-hmm.
So we see the difference between having a harness and not having a harness. Okay, so we see also how the dog rotates with his body weight. The dog has a front weight. The dog weighs more on the front side than on the rear side. And so we see in the video where the dog is attached on the floor through the harness and what the harness is damaged by.
Yeah, and also the bounce back.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll just put a pause there. If we come back.
Well, these are regular 30 miles an hour crashes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's in city crashes.
So if we look at this picture, the bounce back of the dog will definitively break his neck on the edge of the back seat.
Yeah. Well, I had an accident with a client of mine. He just scheduled an appointment with me in the first session before we actually had the session. He calls me and says, "My dog broke his back." I'm like, "How did that happen?" She says, "Well, I had him on a long lead and the dog starts running and the leash ended and his harness broke his back while the dog was running on the leash. And that dog has not that speed. So a bad harness can do a huge damage on the dog. And we see this very clearly here, that because of the dog's weight distribution, the body is more heavier than the back. So the dog, first thing he's going to do is going to put a catapult forward. So he's going to tilt forward. And remember, dogs usually are laying on the car seat, but most of them are standing, watching out the window, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And that harness, somebody would say, well, it distributes a lot of weight on this body, so the pressure per square inch is kind of low. But the problem is the harness doesn't even hold that weight in itself because
Right.
of the way it's being constructed.
Yeah.
So if you play that
And-
again, you're going to see what's happening there.
And this is a surprise I found by watching this video is all the harness they show were not able to hold the weight of the dog.
Yeah.
This one, the harness
whole harness
just
fell
broke
apart.
up, completely ripped off.
Yeah. And you see how the dog catapults forward, right?
Right.
That would be breaking his back on the front car seat.
Yeah. And if you go over the front seat, I will kill the passenger in the front.
Yeah, well, he's getting out of the window.
Yeah.
No dogs was harmed in this video, right?
Yes.
Now we see some crates because people says, well, you know what? We're going to put him in a crate. I
Right.
agree. Crate is a better option, but where would you put the crate? Because the crate has a weight too. How do you tie down the crate?
Yeah.
So my dog's going usually in the back in crates. I don't
Right.
have the money to spend in such, advanced crate like this one is. This you will see very professional crates for professional dog handlers who drive with the car, like police officers or search and rescue, where the dog has a safety priority like over everything. And I do feel my dog's supposed to be safe. So
Yeah.
the way I place the crates in the car is that the crate basically keeps the dog contained.
Yeah.
And I have a very little room for the dog to accelerate on its own.
So let's see this video because that was the second aha moment for me.
Yeah. And these are good crates. Like these crates are costing about $400, $600 if you get in the market. There's a plastic crate in the back, these plastic housing ABS crates. And then you have these retractable crates we can adjust on the back of the car with the slope so you can close the back trunk.
Right.
So they are really massive metal crates.
Right. Let's see what happened there.
So they're tying the crates down on the floor with, appropriate according to manufacturers.
Right.
So we see the difference here, right?
These are seat.
These are so-called air crates, the ones
Right.
in the airplane.
And they are mounted on the back seat of the car, and the result are like
Basically falling apart like paper.
Yeah. It's jaw dropping for me. It's what?
Yeah. The dog gets more damage from the crate than he gets from the accident itself.
Yeah. And this is
Or those soft crates, the dog would just bolt throughout and there was no problem. The zipper basically is being destroyed on his way out.
And that's a small dog, for instance. This kind
that
of
looks
bag
like
is
like
for a small dog.
20-pound dog.
I was shocked to see these things.
Yeah.
This other one, it's another bag. It's not falling apart, but it will squish the dog.
Yeah, well, it kept the dog contained. So the
Contained.
whole structure of that, the ropes that go around that bag are around the bag. So when you put the dog inside, basically the whole rope is wrapped around that.
Yeah. So this is
another crate. These retractable crates.
Yeah.
Will basically squeeze your dog as a sandwich.
Yeah,
so
but
these crates are there to adjust in size.
Yeah.
But the way they secure themselves and their own weight will crush the dog. The weight of the crate will crush the dog, even if it was not just a bad accident.
Well, that was pretty ouch.
Yeah. You can play the next video too. It's kind of like the same thing. But
oh yeah, okay. I was not planning to, but I will do it. Is that the one?
if you share the screen.
Oh, hold on a second. I did not share this. I cancel sharing the screen. Sorry. Let's me redo this. Is that the right one? No, that's not the right one. Ah, man. Sorry, folks.
No big deal.
I'm goofed up this morning because trying to find the right dog name. Okay, I think this is the one. Hopefully. Yeah, that's the one. Boom.
Yeah. You see how the one dog smashes against the back seat.
Right.
Dog owners don't restrain their pets in the car.
Yeah.
Even worse,
The commentary said that the owner don't secure the dogs in the car, and we saw that a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Even people driving with a small dog on their laps.
NRMA crash testing, both this way and even more importantly, according to the NRMA.
Yeah,
chief
and these are the dogs who go
they passed
in between the seats,
Right.
like against the front dash.
Mm-hmm. So they were just showing a drop.
Yeah, yeah.
Representing 25 kilometer per hour drop.
Yeah.
And some harness just fell apart.
So what we look for when we buy harness is we look for certifications on that harness, and also we check for weight restrictions on that harness.
And where? Okay. You talk about certification.
Yeah.
Who's issuing the certification?
Well, the certification is not being issued by their own company; it's being issued by a third party.
Right, an independent laboratory.
Independent safety institution like TÜV.
Okay.
Or other certifications I'm not recalling, but we have to really look at certifications, and should have certification number just like seat belts have. Let me see if I have one handy here for you. So this one is a regular seat belt. It doesn't have any certification because it's just afterbought.
An aftermarket.
The aftermarket, yeah.
Okay.
So we see how this harness is a complete set of one belt ending up in a hook.
Right.
Okay. And it's important that where the weight distribution kicks in, the harness shouldn't hold on the neck. You basically choke your dog on an accident. Now we see, for example, those truckers who have the dogs on the back. If I would hit that car from behind, that dog will fly off. I have seen dogs flying off the highway on an acceleration lane uphill, getting onto the highway. So we don't see what's going to happen until it's happened. I have a client of mine, basically he lost his dog in a curve because his dog fell out of the window.
Yeah.
As simple as that. He fell out of the window. The person's just driving in his driveway.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. But the concept of keeping the window open, the dog was stepping on his own window panel to keep 40 pounds, 30 miles an hour at G-force 10 acceleration weighs 1 ton.
Wow. Okay, that was this video. We're done with this
So
one.
how do we choose those? You have to go online. We can share the comments at some point. A couple of companies who are kind of reliable and that do have third-party testing. We want to make sure that their certificates are up to date, and also for that particular harness, because somebody will say, "Oh, my harnesses are certified. Only one of them, but he's selling 4 of those."
Right.
Make sense? So each harness have to have that certificate on it that is according to that test.
Okay.
The other thing we need to look for is that a simple look. If you have plastic parts on that, it's a no-no. It has to have metal parts, because only a metal part can handle such a force.
Yeah.
A harness that goes over the seat, that only has one point of attached, is not a safe harness. The harness should go over the dog's whole body as one piece, otherwise it will not work. If you can stretch the harness with your hands, it's a no-no. Basically, you're looking at something that looks like a seat belt, broad belt around the dog's chest. It looks like a really harness. That's kind of an easy look. However, if you cannot get a harness because your dog is too big, because your dog is 250 pounds, there is no point, there is no location in that car to attach that harness. The car in itself, as an item, doesn't have a screw or a function that you can hook up such a huge weight that can hold that dog. So you're basically forced to use at least 3 points harnesses. The harness that matches on 3 points seat belts, like it clips on there and it goes through that harness system that the car in itself has. That would be a good harness setting. And then the other thing you look for is keep the dog as far away of the seats of your back as possible. A rear seat. Now, many people have SUVs when they have big dogs. They put them on the back, on the trunk, which is easy. But the trunk height has a window between the back where the seat stops and the top. The dog will slip through it because usually dogs are standing.
Right.
So you need a mesh, a containment device that isolates the back of the car with the front seat of the car.
Right.
So it's important that this system is really hard connected to the car and not just screwed with mini screws on the top and bottom. That will not hold. So theoretically, if you pull it like this with your hands, that should move. The whole car should shake and that device should not move.
Right.
So some cars like Volvo.
Yeah, I was about to mention the Volvo.
Yeah,
They
Volvo,
provide that.
Mercedes, Rover, these high luxury cars, they have these ready attachments. Put those separation screens. They're usually metal gates. Some of them are really the more advanced. You can use, certain attachment points, and you can buy after, like on the spare market.
Yeah.
This kind of stuff. But you have to contain your dog. I'm telling you, it's fine until something happens, and then you have a dead dog, or you're being injured for life. With this kind of
I would like to come back, to this point. So many times I see people driving with a small dog, 10 pound, on their shoulder.
Yeah.
Not on their laps. I mean, not shoulder, but on their lap. I cannot imagine have a frontal accident or any kind of accident where the airbag deploy, and the dog is between the airbag and the driver or the passenger.
Being injured from the airbag, you didn't even touch the dog. Even if the dog is in the front seat, sits on the front seat, and because the light bulb is going on, you're smart enough to click your seat belt into that, activating the seat airbag system, right? And the side airbag inflation. That dog is being killed by the seat. It's kind of like the same way you don't put children facing forward against the airbag.
Right, because the airbag deploy at the 200 mile per hour.
Right, it explodes in his face, including all the particles that goes with it from the dashboard.
Yeah, so don't drive with your favorite dog or pet on your lap, standing between you and the steering wheel.
You will never forgive yourself killing your own dog with your own seatbelt against your own steering wheel. One location you can put your dog is on the floor on the passenger's side front seat on the floor.
On the floor.
Basically, it's one of the safest places to put your dog. So if you can put all the seat backwards, lure your dog into the front side, drop some treats in there, let him lay down, and secure the leash on the very floor, then your dog can go nowhere. The insurance doesn't want to pay your legs, so they make sure that everything is safe around your legs. And that's the safest place to be.
So great. We have Larry.
Hi, Larry.
Happy birthday. And he did that in French. Bonjour, mes amis. Bonne fête from Cape Crusaders. Nice to have you, Larry. Thank you for watching. And yes, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just this interview. You sent me a link of a supplier or one guy showing a harness which qualify as a secure harness.
Yeah.
Do you want us to share it with the audience?
Sure. I'm not affiliated in any way.
We're not associated with this guy. We're not paid. That's the disclosure. It's independent observation, and we realize this guy has a unique product which answer our concern. Let's see there, the sound. I need new glasses.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, here, this one. Yeah, that's the one, I think. Yeah, it's the right guy.
Hi, I'm Gordy Skater, and I'm here with Maya, one of the Kurgo office dogs. When you get into your car, you put your seatbelt on. It's just as important to buckle your dog into. I'm here to talk to you about the Kurgo Impact Harness, our newest harness based on over a decade of designing car harnesses. It's built specifically for car safety, and it's been crash tested for dogs weighing up to 130 pounds. The Impact Harness's design uses a single piece of tensile tubular webbing with reinforced bar tacking, making it a lot stronger than most harnesses. To fit the harness, begin by releasing the nesting buckles and loosen the straps to easily fit over your dog. Next, pull the harness over your pup, passing his head through the neck straps. Make sure the back pad lines up with his back and that the chest pad is centered on the chest.
You see that they use a
Pull your
complete
dog's
harness
front leg
system.
through the
Everything
loop
is one
formed by
piece,
the restraint
right?
chest
So
strap.
there are no
Mhm.
clips. It's just tightening up the whole rope that attaches to the seat belt. That's
Mhm.
what I'm talking about.
Yep.
The more clips you have, the more you're risking of a failure.
And
Fasten the nesting buckles by taking a piece of the buckle in each hand. Take the buckle piece with the Kurgo.
as you notice, these pieces are full metal.
Yeah, everything is full metal, and
Yeah.
the way it's sewed together is
Yeah.
similar to the seat belts, like
Right.
multiple stitches, and they have to have a certain amount of stretchability and breaking points.
Logo and put it underneath and slide it through the open part of the buckle. Adjust the straps to fit the harness to your dog. Tighten the straps by pulling them towards the center of the harness. It needs to be snug but comfortable. For some dogs, you may have excess webbing. This can be secured with the bungee clip at the back of the harness. Now your dog is ready to go. With the dog in the back seat, pull the seatbelt down and pass it through both restraint straps, connecting the seatbelt as normal to secure it.
Remember, I told you
On
there's
most
no
vehicles,
way you can at
if
one
you
point
extend
can
the
hold
seatbelt
such a.
all the way out,
Can you just repeat because I think the voice was
Yeah.
overwhelming you.
There's no way one point attachment will be able to hold such a weight of a dog in
Mhm.
like 30
Yeah.
mile accident. So
Yeah.
they're using the same system the human has, a 3-point system that hops on 3 points in the car. It's not about you feeling comfortable, it's about the car being able to have that force impact, be able to hold that force impact.
Yeah. Let's see.
and then let the belt back in slowly, it will lock in place. This mode offers more restraint if needed. Now, if the seatbelts aren't in lock mode, they'll still lock tight if the brakes are applied or if the car has an impact. Thanks for watching. Remember, all of our products are backed by a no-hassle lifetime warranty. If you have any problems, contact us at info@kurgo.com, and our great customer service team will be happy to help you out. So get out there, stay safe, and have fun.
The reason why I choose Kurgo is because you usually can find it in US. Other manufacturers you have to import from Europe, and this is another hassle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really appreciative you kind of capture that because people have no clue. They buy a car harness, think it's fine, and then their dog is dead, and they didn't know what happened.
Yeah, I was the naive person here, really believing that harness they're safe, they're good to go, and they are not. We have the demonstration in the first video that all of the harness used in the first video fail, and in the last video it's happened that the harness didn't fail, and the buckle are made of metal, and the dog seems to be well protected. He's not bouncing back like we saw in the first video. A dog was attached but restrained, but when he bounced back, he bounced back his neck against the edge of the back seat, with the chance of injuring the dog or killing the dog or breaking his neck. In the last demonstration, we just saw the restrain, the security system keep the dog on the seat. Well, Roman, happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your collaboration. And I will wrap the show today. And we'll see everybody next week. And hopefully Kathy will be with us. And I know in a few weeks, Kathy will be in a brand new house and a brand new studio. And she will
Ooh.
broadcast from a brand new house, brand new studio. And that will be very exciting moment. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Roman. Good luck, Kathy. And we'll see you very soon. So let's see how the closing goes. It goes like this.